Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a market analysis update on Binance Coin, and I'll primarily be covering the BNB Bitcoin ratio, which as you can see has just made fresh new all-time highs, and it's breaking out of this longer term consolidation zone, forming a huge continuation of the longer term uptrend. I'm also going to be looking at some key support and resistance levels to watch for on the BNBUSD pair, and I'll just provide my general longer term outlook. So if you guys enjoy the content, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Also, by the way, you can check out our sponsors in the link in the description below. We're partnered with FTX.US. So once again, this is the BNB Bitcoin ratio, and if you don't know what that is, basically it's just comparing Binance Coin to Bitcoin. And when this chart is moving up and making all-time highs like it is right now, that means Binance Coin is outperforming Bitcoin. It's doing very well. It has a lot of relative strength. And the reason this is so extremely important is because altcoins in general take on higher risk and higher volatility than Bitcoin. And you want to see that risk and volatility working in your favor. Because if an altcoin cannot perform better than Bitcoin, then from my perspective, the opportunity cost is just way too high, and it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to hold that altcoin. And for Binance Coin, again, it has been doing extremely well with respect to Bitcoin. You can look at the top 15, 20, 25 cryptocurrencies. Not a whole lot of them are anywhere close to their all-time highs with respect to Bitcoin, and not a whole lot of them have such a nice, consistent, and smooth uptrend behind them. Now, it's easy to visually see this uptrend, but I want you guys to actually understand what it represents. What does this mean? So I'm going to pull up a picture of a historical snapshot from CoinMarketCap, and basically what this is doing is it's taking the top 5 cryptocurrencies and what price they were on a specific date. And I've chosen the date June 7th, which is right around this low here when Binance Coin really started to kick up this uptrend and outperform Bitcoin. So on this date, you can see that Bitcoin was around $31,000. Binance Coin was $290. So since then, Bitcoin has dropped by about 40%. But Binance Coin today, it's coming in around $280. It really hasn't moved a whole lot. It's down a few percent. That's what this uptrend represents. That's what I mean when I say Binance Coin has been having a pretty nice outperformance with respect to Bitcoin. And you can imagine that if Bitcoin were not to drop 40%, Binance Coin could really quickly, against the US dollar, reach some of those higher valuations. So let's get back to the charts here, and I really just want to focus on the structure of this uptrend. So I'm going to switch over here to a weekly so we can get a little bit bigger of a picture here so we can understand the longer term trend. And if we go all the way back here to January 2021, that's when this bigger picture trend actually started. You can see that we went from around 10,000 Satoshis to this value of around 120,000 Satoshis. And that's when we started to form this resistance right at that level. You can see we were rejected here in May of 2021, another rejection right here later on in December, and we established this range. And we basically consolidated and went sideways within this range from when we entered it in April of 21 till just a few weeks ago when we broke it. For about 67 weeks, we were in this range. So that is a very significant period of time consolidating, and longer consolidation periods typically result in more significant and substantial breakouts. You get more accumulation, more support being built, a lot more of a buildup and a base being formed. And again, we have taken out that high we set back here in May of 2021. We are breaking out of this big accumulation spot and finally starting to continue this longer term uptrend that we really began back here in January of 2021. So now I'm going to switch over here to a comparison, and we're going to be looking at this chart, the Binance Coin Bitcoin ratio, and we're going to be comparing it to Solana Bitcoin back here in 2021. And I just want to do this to highlight the similarities, look at the market structure, and it's not to say that Binance Coin and Solana are similar in any way. I'm just looking at the breakout points and just showing you guys what the market structure looks like, what we could hypothetically have in store for us if we were to relate it to a similar looking pattern, and what we can take away from that. So Solana Bitcoin is right on the top here. You can see we basically had this level of resistance around 0.0013. We had a rejection right here in May of 2021, another rejection here in June. And it's pretty similar to Binance Coin Bitcoin in that, we had a similar rejection here in May of 2021. The time scale on the bottom for Binance Coin Bitcoin is much longer But again, what we're doing here is just looking at the patterns. You can see 2 rejections off the highs of the range. You can see 3 retests of support off the lows, similar to Solana Bitcoin. And when Solana broke out, you can see that it actually, had a little bit of a pullback, consolidation. There was a retest of this high, and then from there we continued that longer term uptrend. So for Binance Coin Bitcoin, you can see a pretty similar thing. We had that pullback, that retest. We talked about this in the last video. This is the low that we do want to see hold in the event of another correction. And basically we had that retest, and now we're starting to trend back up. We've got new highs being formed, and that is a very similar looking trend to me when we're relating it to Solana Bitcoin. And if I'm just zooming out here, again, that longer term uptrend continuation where you have an established move to the upside, you start to consolidate, form a base, and then when you break out, you continue that uptrend. So that's what I'm looking here for Binance Coin Bitcoin. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring a lot of strength into the BNBUSD pair. So again, if we're thinking back to that coin market cap chart from earlier, if Bitcoin were to, at the very least, remain constant and BNB Bitcoin were to continue that longer term uptrend, that would bring a lot of relative strength to this chart, and that could be one of the catalysts that we need to start breaking above some of the resistance levels. And what I'm looking at for in terms of resistance is most notably this moving average right here in yellow. So this is the 200-day simple moving average. It's pretty important for a lot of different assets. We've seen Bitcoin had its own rejection off of it. A lot of different altcoins have had a rejection off of it recently. And Binance Coin, you can see, has actually come up to this level back here in August. This is where we rejected at. You can see another rejection back here in April. So this is a level that I do want to see reclaimed. Currently, it's at $325. Do consider, though, it's downtrending at the moment, and we could be meeting it up at a lower valuation if we were to, say, retest it in a few weeks. So look to see if we can actually break back above this, and then ideally if we can flip it into support. When you are above it, you can experience a pretty nice bounce off of it. This is the level of support we held back here in May of 2021. Another retest right here in June. We had a brief fake out, but again, this is where we have experienced some pretty nice bounces off of, and it would be ideal for Binance Coin to actually reclaim this. That is the resistance level. It's also confluent with this area. If I draw this on the chart around $325, same level, you can see this was an area of support back here in September 2021, support here in February. We flipped it into resistance in May. Again, that's where the rejection is. So if we can get back above both of these, and the BNB Bitcoin ratio does continue that uptrend, that is one of the hypothetical scenarios in which I see us going all the way back up to some of these all-time highs. But again, that's much further out. We still have to reclaim these levels of resistance, and if the BNB Bitcoin ratio does continue that uptrend, that is going to make this a lot easier. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. Once again, check out our sponsors in the link in the description below. We're partnered with FTX.US. This is a great exchange where you can buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies like Binance Coin. And if you sign up with my link in the description below or through my referral code SNOWYCRYPTO, you can get a 5% discount on exchange fees. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.